Hello and welcome to Mint, Money Made Simple. You've probably heard the phrase building long-term wealth many times, especially during conversations about money. But what does it actually mean? Building long-term wealth is not just about money. It's about consistent saving, investing, and making smart financial decisions that allow your wealth to grow over time. While financial markets offer many opportunities, they also involve risks that require careful planning, discipline, and a well-structured investment approach. Today on Mint, we explore the key elements of building strong long-term investment strategy that can assist you in decision-making and help you achieve your goals. Stay with us. Your next smart move could start today on Mint.
Also on Mint. Wired for savings. Why planning for electricity early cuts building costs. How I build Tekla fashions. From a high school hustle to running a thrift shop. GOtv. How Choge built a mobile ultrasound services business.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest. Earn it, spend it, save, invest. Mola, kila siku niku chase mola, make more bila stress. Mola, kila siku waste mola, make more bila stress.
Smart investing is not just about following trends or what your friends are doing. It's about aligning your investments with your life goals. At times, investing can be complex, especially if you're trying to grow and manage the portfolio on your own. So today on Money Moves, a wealth management expert will guide us on how to build wealth smartly, not through hype, but with planning, discipline, patience, and having purpose.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest.
Are you saving for your first car, a home, your child's education, or your retirement? Start small. Save first, then invest. Don't rush in blindly.
Smart investment is the concept of tailoring the investment to your objectives or to your needs. And this one then means it is very unique to everyone. So you first assess your needs, where you are in life, and what you exactly want to achieve. And based on that, then you can ask, what combination of asset classes can I pick that then suits my goal?
Timothy reminds us that understanding your risk tolerance, both what you can afford to lose and what you're comfortable risking, is crucial.
So risk has two dimensions to it. We have affordability. Can you afford the risk? But you have willingness. Are you willing to take the risk? And you have someone who can afford the risk but is not willing to take the risk. We have another person who can't afford but is willing. Okay? So, number one, in terms of affordability, you look at the impact on your life if a risk materializes and risk materializes. What would be the impact of your life? If these are the only savings you have and then they are drained, it means that you might not meet some obligations. Okay? So then you cannot afford that risk.
He advises that new investors should begin with low-risk instruments like money market funds to learn the ropes.
If, for example, you have 1 million shillings and this is the only investment you have, and you expose it to high-risk investment, then if that investment doesn't work out, then all your 1 million is drained and you're back to square one. But if you have 100 million shillings and you expose 10 million in high-risk investment, even if you lose the 10 million, it's just 10% of your portfolio, right?
As you grow more confident, you can diversify. Maybe think a mix of shares, bonds, real estate, or even crypto in small amounts.
So look at good investment vehicles. And I've said you don't need to have an investment understanding. Even the banking where your savings are can be your account. You can just open another savings account and just put money there. The differential of whether the interest is between 10 and 15 doesn't matter because your first purpose is to accumulate.
Diversification spreads out your risk so one bad investment doesn't wipe out your progress. In addition, Timothy emphasizes the importance of authenticity and self-awareness, advocating for contentment and defined objectives.
So we should avoid FOMO at all costs. Let us be authentic. Let us be real to ourselves. Please be honest to yourself. You can lie to others, but the biggest lie you can do is to yourself. Be real where you are in life. Be real of what you actually need. And what you need versus what you want are different. And what you need is not what people are telling you need, is what you actually need.
Also, remember that investing is not a race. Many fall for scams chasing quick wins they see on social media.
Life is dynamic and we are all different. Take the path that is most suitable to you. Yeah, don't copy anyone.
The ultimate goal is financial freedom. Don't live to impress. Adjust your lifestyle to match your financial reality, not social expectations.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest.
Building a house is an exciting project for any homeowner as they see their dream come to life, from the initial design to the final touches. It's easy to get caught up in the interesting decisions such as materials, designs, and finishes, but overlook one of the most vital foundational elements: electricity. Failing to plan for electricity is one of the most common and costly mistakes a homeowner can make. Electricity is often regarded as an afterthought, yet it is the most crucial element that will power your house.
When building a home, the design, tiling, roofing, and finishes are usually the first things that come to mind. But here's the thing, electricity is not just an add-on. It is a fundamental aspect of construction that affects safety, functionality, and the overall cost of a building.
I think energy systems, it's at the core of building any house. I don't think anyone will want to build alafu akae kwa giza. You start the planning from the very beginning.
For many homeowners, electricity is considered an afterthought. Imagine building your dream home only to have to break the walls open just to fix the wiring. Planning for electricity early on, before the walls take shape, can save you thousands of shillings.
In Siaya, a friend had actually approached Kenya Power to actually apply for electricity connection, and the bill came up to 200,000. But another friend in Ngong Town was actually putting up a similar unit, and the cost of electricity connection came to 70,000. These are some of the things that people overlook at the time when you are actually doing construction.
This does not stop at homes and residential projects. The stake is much higher for commercial and industrial projects. Improper planning can mean interrupted operations, higher bills, and safety hazards.
In terms of residential, you're thinking of a backup system, generators, or a solar backup system. And in terms of commercial and industrial, you're thinking of, you need a generator, you need a transformer, you need to sub-meter for those real estates in Kilimani, in Athi River, and around the suburbs of Nairobi.
What are the risks of not planning for electricity in the beginning?
We've had a few clients who have indicated that they had to wait almost a year after completion to get their meters because they had not planned for it. And there are clients who start planning for the meters at the middle stage of the construction, which creates some confusion, and it also increases risk for faulty and safety for the clients or the tenants who will reside in that apartment.
So, how can we avoid all that? The industry has turned to technology. Smart meters, for example, enable homeowners and business owners to track their power usage in real time, providing them with tools to reduce waste and control costs.
Smart meters basically is the future. It is the ability to minimize interaction between the individual owner of the meter and the meter itself, because there's risk of being electrocuted or tampering with the power. So smart meters, there's a GSM card that communicates with the user. When you buy your tokens, it automatically, you can remotely recharge that meter. Another feature is the GPRS, allowing for the owner of the building who has purchased these meters, in case of theft, that meter can easily be tracked down. You're able to track your usage to ensure correct billing. Accuracy is at the core of any institution that wants to ensure fairness in billing for the tenants and residents of that apartment.
And if you're just starting to build,
when you're starting off, you have to understand that the amount of power you use on a daily basis. You can do this by checking the number of units or tokens that you've used in a month over the last 2 or 3 months. And then you can gauge how much power am I consuming. That way, you can create a system that will effectively sustain your daily needs.
Alternatively, you can go off-grid. Homeowners are now choosing to power their homes with renewable energy, reducing monthly electricity bills.
Actually, most of the solar products, like the inverter, the battery, and the panels, they are all tax-free. So it is cheaper to purchase now than it will be possibly in the future. We don't know. There could be some tax implications, especially for bigger projects in terms of commercial and industrial level.
Ultimately, energy is more than just keeping the lights on. It is the heartbeat of any building. Plan early, choose wisely, and think sustainably. The house you wire today is a lifestyle you power tomorrow.
Behind every well-constructed structure lies a crucial electrical foundation. To ensure safety, functionality, and future-proofing of a new project, it is vital to prioritize electricity planning. Let's take a short break.
Coming up on Coins to Capital, how Choge built a mobile ultrasound services business.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest. Mola, kila siku waste that mola, make more bila stress.
Welcome back to Mint, where we explore the world of personal finance, making it simple and relatable for you. Whether you're looking to earn, spend, save, or invest, we've got you covered.
Earn it, spend it, save, invest.
When Tekla Motune finished high school and sought something meaningful to do with her time, she began buying clothes from a vendor in her neighborhood to resell for a profit. The same vendor became somewhat of a business partner when he gave her clothes on credit to resell to friends when she went to university. It was this simple act of trust between her and the vendor that kick-started Tekla's entrepreneurial journey a decade ago, leading to the founding of what is now Tekla Fashions.
Tekla Mutune has always liked fashion since a young age. Her passion for fashion saw her start thrifting clothes to her schoolmates in high school. This passion brought forth Tekla Fashions, a thrift shop for all your cool kicks and latest dress styles.
Tell us, when did you start your business and what inspired you to start this business? Okay, I actually started my business, I think, a decade ago, after I had cleared Form 4. There's this guy in the neighborhood who used to sell tops. So I'd go there, buy my tops every now and then. I'd buy 2 more tops and sell to my neighbors. I'd also sell to my friends from primary school, others from high school. And then I joined the Multimedia University of Kenya. So when I was there, I used to stay at my cousin's hostel. So during the evening, students would turn the hostels into a small market. So I saw that as an opportunity, and I went and talked to that guy from home. I didn't have capital, so I talked to him, and he used to give me goods on credit. I'd sell in the hostels, and then I'd send him money. I think I started my Instagram page, my business Instagram page, around that time. So I'd go to like shops in, like, there's this shop that was located in Mungai and it used to sell new shoes. So I'd go there and I'd take pictures of the shoes and broke them on my page. And when I was going home, because we used to live in Lolongo, so when I'd pass through Nyayo, there were guys there who used to sell thrift shoes. I'd take pictures of the shoes, broke them on my page and get a percentage. In 2018, I remember I went home after the schools had closed for the December holidays. And my brother took me to the shoes market. I had never been there before. I only knew like the clothes section, because eventually I talked to the guy who used to plug me and he took me to the clothes section, and I stopped buying from him and I started like getting clothes from Gikomba. I went to the shoes market and like I was mind blown. I remember like seeing all these shoes I used to see people wearing on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, like I want to do this more often. And that's how I also majored into the shoes business. And the rest of the day is history.
How do you run your business? Do you focus mainly on online? How do you get your clients? And how do you operate your business on a day-to-day?
There's a time before I'd go to Gikomba, when I was in campus, I'd go to Gikomba. I remember I used to take pictures kwa Dirisha, where we used to stay. And then I'd post them on Instagram, and then I'd also go and like sell kwa hostels. I'd also go and hawk in the hostels in MMU. And then after some time, there was the place called Chafua in MMU. I got like a small shop where I'd go and like sell some stuff. And then after I cleared my studies in MMU, I opened a shop in Rongai, and then I ran the shop for 2-3 years. And then I realized I was paying rent, and like most of my clients were online. So I decided to like stick to online and like took my business home. From there, I worked from home for like 2 years, and that's when I decided to now like get a shop in town, because like this was ideal, because most people come to town. Yeah.
What does a day going to the market look like? What time do you wake up?
So my ideal day will look like me waking up at around 5, sometimes 5:30, sometimes 5, and getting to Gikomba as early as 6, because you know the early bird catches the worm in Gikomba. If I miss out waking up early, trust me, I'm not gonna get good stock for my clients. And I've set that standard, and I have to stick to that standard. It takes me like 2-3 hours to source from 6 to around 9. I come back home, I wash them, I wait for them to like dry. I take pictures around 6, and then I post them at 8 p.m. I wait for my clients on Instagram to like buy. And if I have the energy, I struggle a lot with TikTok lives, but sometimes if I have the energy, I do a TikTok live for 2 hours, 10 p.m. to like 12, and then I call it a day.
What if a life-saving diagnosis could come right to your doorstep? In Nairobi, where healthcare is often expensive and out of reach, sonographer and radiographer Joachim Choge saw an opportunity to bring medical services literally closer home. Choge is the founder of GOtv Mobile Ultrasound. It was a simple yet powerful idea that takes an ultrasound machine to a patient's home, redefining healthcare and building a business that gives access to healthcare for the ordinary mwananchi affordably and conveniently.
Joachim Choge is a man of many titles. Lead sonographer and radiographer at GOtv are among his favorites. He is mainly known for offering mobile ultrasound services from the comfort of his patient's home. He started GOtv Ultrasound Mobile Services in Nairobi, Eastlands, in August 2018.
I practice currently private, but before I worked in St. Mary's Mission Hospital in Gilgil. I worked in Nanyuki Medical Diagnostic Center in Nanyuki. And later I worked in Thika Road Health Services, a gynecology center, which I worked for 1 year, then I resigned. After resignation, I did freelancing, and during that journey of six months of working on local basis, I realized there are many facilities which don't have the equipment as well as the human resource. So I opted to come up with GOtv. There were patients that they had some complications, and we had no choice but to go and offer the service from home. And now the concept of mobile now came in and became the real thing for us.
Sonographers and radiographers are medical professionals who are especially trained to conduct diagnostic medical imaging using variety of equipment. The four main mobile services offered at GOtv ultrasound mobile services include echocardiograms, electrocardiograms, ultrasounds, and X-rays. While it might look as easy as loading a machine onto a vehicle and driving to the patient's location, it takes time and especially money to set up such a business.
It's very expensive to set up. Just to set up one mobile service profession. And when I say mobile, I mean a unit, a car, and a qualified profession, and a qualified driver. Setting up that one unit alone can cost up to 3 million.
Things were slow in the initial days of his business, but his big break came during the COVID-19 pandemic because many people did not want to go to hospital.
We found the first customer in 2019 March, and we started in August 2018. We didn't really look for that client, but the client who looked for us. And now it opened our minds that, so we can offer this service at home. And now we began to advertise. And from there, so we do one patient, they refer a friend. And now that is what has brought us up to where we are.
GOtV's main selling point is the cost of their services. For instance, in hospitals like Aga Khan, MP Shah, Avenue Hospitals and Upper Hill Radiology Center, a normal obstetrics ultrasound ranges between 5,900 shillings to 6,950 shillings. An X-ray costs between 1,800 shillings to 3,500 shillings. An echo can go up to 19,015. However, the cost in a public hospital like Kenyatta National Hospital, an echo is 4,500 shillings, while an ECG will go for as low as 750 shillings.
Our pricing is favorable to everyone.
Other than offering house services, his bulk customers come from other service providers like private hospitals and health specialists who outsource his services at subsidized costs.
We have really helped them not to invest in equipment and labor, but they just have their patient there, and then they call us, we co-deliver the service, provide the resource, and come back. We offer to many facilities, approximately around 250 in Nairobi at the moment.
And just like any other business, he has his own share of challenges.
Traffic is a nightmare to us. Like, you have a patient, either she is bleeding or we are querying heart failure, she has difficulty in breathing, he or she needs a chest x-ray, echo, and ultrasound together. And then you are going to that patient and then you find a huge, heavy traffic.
Despite these challenges, he is hopeful that in the near future, the world will embrace healthcare delivery systems that are not conventional and improve service delivery to people at their comfort.
As far as this business is concerned, I'm looking into a world of healthcare whereby all the services can be provided to you from home.
Choge realized that many health facilities lack ultrasound facilities or qualified staff. Instead of waiting for change, which could take years, he built a business to solve the problem. That's it for this episode of Mint. We hope you're living with fresh ideas about investing, spending, and what it takes to keep going as an entrepreneur, and maybe a new respect for flair too. For more information, visit mint@mula.co.ke or tv47.digital. Stay safe and keep minting. Until next week, I'm Lydia Nyawera.